Hey everyone, it's Peek. Welcome back to the channel today, and welcome back to another very exciting Pokemon Unite video. Blissey is out, you guys. The update just hit, so very excited to announce this and just talk about Blissey. This is going to be your all-inclusive master guide for Blissey and how to play it, combos, different things you can do with Blissey, and just a general description on what you should maybe consider going it for items, the moveset, and stuff like that. So first things first, this character is actually going to cost 8,000 EOS coins. We originally thought it would be 6,000 because that's kind of the pattern that all Pokemon have followed up until this point. But it looks like maybe all the new Pokemon are going to cost 8,000 EOS coins. So unfortunately, not going to be as cheap as we thought, but kind of makes sense since it's a new character. But very excited to try Blissey out and showcase this for you guys. So with that out of the way, let's just hop into the moves. So Blissey's moves are incredibly strong. You start out with Pound and Heal Pulse here as your beginning moves, and these can upgrade into either Egg Bomb or Helping Hand. We've kind of gone over this in previous videos where I've talked about Blissey, but just as a refresher, of course, these are the actual in-game descriptions, not just the data mine stuff, so these are really what we're getting. So at level 4, you can upgrade to either Softboiled or Safeguard. Softboiled, very, very strong heal, as you'll see in just a second here, and Safeguard is a buff that not only removes status conditions from an ally, so for example, if your ally gets burned, your ally gets frozen, stuff like that, different status conditions you can remove from them. It also makes them immune to CC, which is very, very strong. CCU just means crowd control, hindrances in this game, of course, and I really like the upgraded version of Safeguard being able to actually give your ally a shield. So again, this is a targeted skill. You actually have to select the Pokemon that you're targeting with Safeguard, but it's really good. And of course, Softboiled is also just as good. Very, very strong healing. So really excited to kind of see how these kind of play out. I personally think Safeguard's better, but you know, we'll just kind of see. And then you have Egg Bomb and Helping Hand as your options off of Pound. So Egg Bomb is really good for setting up ganks. Like you can throw an egg basically at ranged, basically behind an enemy, and it will knock the enemy up and knock them and stun them towards you a little bit. So again, you will see this in just a second, but then the other option is Helping Hand, which is a very, very strong skill. In my opinion, this is going to be the best pick. It's going to increase not only your attack speed and movement speed, but also all the allies that are around you in a giant radius. It's a pretty healthy, like pretty generous radius. So this is honestly just going to be so good for empowering your team in team fights. And Blissey also gets all boosted attacks during this. So think like similar to Alolan Ninetales Aurora Veil, how they get all boosted auto attacks while they're standing in the Aurora Veil. While Helping Hand is active, Blissey just has all boosted auto attacks, which are like 3 times the damage of its normal auto attacks. So very, very strong. And again, the upgraded version is just going to increase the basic attack damage of all the Pokemon that are affected by it. So yeah, upgraded Helping Hand is something you might not be able to see at every single game. But if you're able to get this level 10, okay, no, never mind. You'll always get level 10. So yeah, Helping Hand actually upgrades at level 10. This is going to be like Blissey basically just pops off at level 10. Helping Hand becomes so strong. And while Egg Bomb is good, I think Helping Hand is just going to be the better choice. So, Bliss Assistance, the Unite move, you dash to one of your allies, you increase their attack and special attack, you shield them. It's just very, very strong for using onto your high damage carries. And of course, it synergizes very well with Safeguard. If you use both Safeguard and Bliss Assistance on an ally, as well as Helping Hand, all at the same time, they're just going to be doing a ton of damage. They're going to be immune to crowd control. And this is, I'm telling you guys, Bliss is just going to be an absolute meta pick. And the nice thing about Bliss Assistance is Blissey actually takes some of the damage for the ally that's targeted with it. So, like, if you're, you know, the same ally that's doing a ton of damage is being targeted, you're going to actually, as Blissey, be able to take some of that damage. And as a very high HP Pokemon, Blissey just does that better than pretty much anyone. So, and also the last little thing about Bliss Assistance is that any Pokemon that are hit during your dash to your ally are actually knocked up. So you'll see this, of course, as I showcase it in a game, in a quick play match with my brother in just a second, once we go over all the moves. And yeah, it's very, very good. So again, the boosted auto attacks, just want to talk about this real quick, is that they happen after a set amount of time. It's not based on like the 1, 2, 3 auto attacks like it is on most of the Pokemon in the game. You actually just get a boosted auto attack after a small period of time. And again, as we've talked about before, Natural Cure removes all status conditions, and that goes on cooldown for a lengthy period of time afterwards, but really good for, you know, clutching out that little status condition removal when it counts. So let's hop into the training lobby, look at these different skills, and yeah, see you guys there. Okay, so as you can see, you are able to kind of use this boosted auto attack, and you wait a little bit, and then it comes back, and then you have it again. So similar to, or I guess not similar to any Pokemon really, you just eventually get your boosted auto attack back after a brief period of time. Once this kind of sound effect happens, and you see, obviously, if you have the setting enabled to see your boosted auto attacks, then you'll get that. It seems to do a decent amount of damage. So yeah, seems really quite good. In terms of like damage, it looks like it does like 3 times the amount as a normal auto attack, so really strong there. And obviously Pound, while it says it's a range skill, it's pretty much melee, but you can kind of hit the hitbox very closely. It's very generous, you see here. So in terms of Pound, or sorry, you see there Pound, but Heal Pulse, very wide range. You can kind of see here, let's just actually turn off the cooldowns so you're able to see better, but that's a pretty wide range of healing for you and a teammate. So this is going to give a heal over time to teammates that are around you. You can see if I let this Charmander damage me, then let's just kind of see how much healing it does. 86. So, you know, it's not really that much, to be honest, but it's a decent amount. It's about, you know, it's about what is that, 350 healing. So honestly, like, you get 200 healing from standing in your goal for just a second, so it's not great, but you know, obviously this is one of the skills you lose first, so it's not honestly a big deal that it's not too strong. I think rushing level 4 is super important as Blissey, of course. I think my passive went on cooldown there, so you kind of see that the natural grace ability for Blissey kind of comes in handy and is able to cure the burn there. So really nice to see that. I'm not sure what the cooldown is, to be honest. I don't think we can really tell just yet, but let's see. This should give me level 4. So yeah, let's just first start off with Softboiled here. I think it's really kind of interesting to see, and of course you do evolve into Blissey at level 4. So, you know, we don't have any allies in the match, so we're not really going to be able to use it on anyone but ourselves. But if we just throw this egg, boom, 526 HP healing. Wow, that's actually really, really strong. Wow. So let's try it again. 564, and then 225, 154. Interesting. Okay. So it seems that actually you are healed a little bit over time from Softboiled. It's not just a burst heal, but rather like you're actually healed a little bit over time, which is really good. Let's kind of see again. 564, 225, 225. So wow, yeah, it seems like the healing actually continues after the initial burst. So if I throw 2 of these on me, for example, I'm getting a ton of healing all at once. Wow, that seems really, really strong. I mean, obviously it's not a lot of healing, but Blissey does have a lot of HP, which you can probably tell from this. And of course I have the move cooldowns off, so you wouldn't have this many heals in a row. But even just like 3 of these in a row, just getting damaged by these Vespiquen. Let's just see, 1, 2, 3. I mean, we pretty much heal about 40% of our health. And in terms of a level 5 character, Blissey has a lot of health currently. I think it's about 4,000-ish. Can't actually tell for sure, but anyway, it's a lot of health. So seems really good there. Let's just make sure we don't actually die. Just spam this a bunch. I guess you actually have to wait until the animation is finished for it to count. So interesting. So actually, if you're spamming Softboiled, the heal doesn't go off. So definitely be aware of that. You actually have to wait until the animation finishes. Interesting. Not sure how I feel about that. They should definitely make it spammable. But yeah, so just keep that in mind. If you're playing Blissey, you're not going to be able to spam it 3 in a row. You're going to have to wait in between each egg to get the healing. Because as you see here, like, if you just spam the animation over and over again, you only get the heal for 1 egg. So definitely don't waste your eggs in that sense. Be careful about that. But it seems if you wait just a little bit in between each, yeah, you get the heal here. So shouldn't be too big of a problem to learn the timing on that as a Blissey player, but yeah, definitely maybe like a little bit of a bug, a little bit of a feature. Not actually sure what's intended there, but that kind of seems to be a thing that you have to watch out for. So let's evolve again, or upgrade to level 6. Now we're going to try out Egg Bomb. So Egg Bomb, again, a little bit longer range, not too long a range, but of course you're going to be able to knock this Vespiquen into your team. Oh, and it stuns them as well. Wow, very strong. I'm not sure if that was in the description actually, but that is going to be really good for just hitting enemies that are trying to escape. Obviously you'll have to get good at kind of like aiming this, because the hitbox is very direct. I guess you only have this like very small little wiggle room from like here to here to be able to knock it into your team, but still pretty decent. I think if you probably hit it on the outside of the hitbox like this, let's just see, it does knock them back. So this seems like a pretty high skill cap skill actually, like in terms of what you can learn to do with it. Seems very, very fun. So again, let's just go ahead and upgrade us to max, get the upgraded versions of these skills so we can kind of see what they're about. So again, Egg Bomb is, I think, just the upgraded version, just does more damage. And this actually slows them, right? Like we talked about. So this is going to decrease the movement speed as well once you hit them with Egg Bomb. And of course, we're that thing's just going to die. Wow, in terms of HP, look at how much HP Blissey has. That is so much HP. You can just tell. Oh my goodness, look at that. That is wild. Like every little box there is 1,000 HP. So we're talking like I think 12,500 HP on this character at level 15. Obviously it'll be very difficult to get level 15 on Blissey, but wowzers. And of course Softboiled Plus is just going to give you 4 stacks of the eggs instead of 3. So one more thing I did actually want to note before I move on to the other skills is that as you level up, Softboiled's heal is increased. So you see now it's healing for 1,500 with an extra, what is it? 580 and then 580 afterwards. So in total, this heals for 2,500 HP just with one egg. So it's the initial heal of 1,450, then 580, then 580. So honestly, it's Softboiled, as you upgrade it and as you just, you know, level up more, it seems that it does scale with your level. So very, very strong there. Super excited about this, because I was actually thinking Softboiled wouldn't be that great in terms of healing, but you know, the ability to choose the ally that you want to heal just by, you know, aiming at it, obviously it's going to take some practice, but it just seems like this, I don't know, with such a low cooldown on each of the eggs, with only 2 seconds, you're getting all 4 eggs back in 8 seconds, which is going to give you a ton of burst healing for your team. And yeah, seems really good. So anyway, again, let's hop over to the other skills, check those out. So wow, this Pokemon seems insanely strong. Testing these moves out, they really seem like probably the better choice, to be honest. They just make Blissey so strong. So the crazy thing about Helping Hand is it makes every single one of your auto attacks a boosted auto attack. So let's just find this person over here. You see I get 1 boosted auto attack, but if I pop Helping Hand, I just increase attack speed, and look, I got like, oh my gosh. I mean, it's so good. You can really just like, oh, you can do so much with it. And let's see, does it, no, you still get affected by the Flux Zone with it. However, look at that increased move speed in terms of like how much faster I move with this versus without it. It's actually wild. So again, with Safeguard, the other skill, you're actually going to get the unstoppable status, meaning you cannot be crowd controlled, you cannot be affected by hindrances, and you're going to remove all those status conditions. So let's again find this Charizard. You see we're affected by a burn, but then we use it and we're instantly cured from the burn, which is just so good. It really is so good. So I'm gonna just make myself invincible here so I don't have to deal with that. But wow. So between the passive of Blissey, as well as, you see we're burned, so we cure it immediately with Safeguard. Between the passive and Safeguard, like, you are going to be having a really difficult time having that enemy try and hit you with status conditions and stuff like that, as well as CC. So this can actually be applied to an ally as well, Safeguard. Obviously, there's no allies in the training lobby, so I'm just using it on myself. But you can choose an ally to clear the status conditions from So again, if this Charmeleon is really playing aggressive on one of your allies, you use Safeguard on them, they're able to be unstoppable and not be affected by CC. This would also be really good. For example, if, again, like a Charizard is using their Unite move on your ally, and if your ally has the unstoppable status, they actually won't be able to get hit by that seismic toss at the end of Charizard's Unite move that they are able to use when they just like hit the Unite move button again on their controller. So this can be a really, really brilliant way for you to outplay opponents who, you know, for example, even a Machamp who's coming in with submission on one of your allies, boom, just use Safeguard on them. They're unstoppable. They are just unaffected by Machamp's submission. So honestly, Safeguard is just going to be the better option most of the time. I think like it's just so strong. I mean, with the other option being Softboiled, it's of course a lot of healing. So you do trade off basically all your healing on this character for the utility of Safeguard, but oh my goodness, it just seems so strong. The ability to be unstoppable for you or for your one of your allies whenever you need it, it's just really good. It's just really good. So Safeguard does have an 11-second cooldown, so just keep that in mind. It is a very long cooldown, and you have to use it wisely. However, again, talking about the other move now, Helping Hand. The ability to just have a bunch of boosted auto attacks, and look at how fast my attack speed is on Blissey. Like, legitimately, you know how I was joking about Jungle Blissey? It might actually be possible with Muscle Band and Helping Hand. Not even joking, because this attack speed is actually crazy. And remember, this is going to apply to you and the allies in an area. I mean, look how big this area is. You can get, like, if you get a Helping Hand on every single one of your allies, I don't know, Blissey's just going to be meta with this. Like, the ability to empower your allies to do so much more damage in a very short period of time is what's so important in a game like this, where just being able to burst down the enemy and do a lot of damage very quickly is important. I mean, just look how much damage Blissey alone is doing. Of course, I'm the same level as this Charmeleon, and it's just so good. And the range of your boosted auto attacks seem like they reach a lot. So in terms of like chasing opponents, this really seems like a good skill for being able to chase them down. And of course, not only you get the increased movement speed, but your allies in this entire radius, which is almost the entire screen's worth of distance, get this buff. So wow, honestly, Helping Hand Safeguard to me seems like the move. Of course, I think honestly all of Blissey's skills are very good. I do think Safeguard has the edge out on Softboiled personally, but Helping Hand or Egg Bomb, really either one is going to provide a lot of utility to your team. I just think Helping Hand in a game like this where your high damage characters like Greninja and Cinderace are able to just do so much more damage with this, I don't know, it's really good. It seems really good. So that's kind of how you use these skills. Last but certainly not least is going to be the Unite move, of course. So again, let's just make sure I have the cooldowns off. Yeah, so we're going to be able to use this multiple times. So basically, oh, we're not actually going to be able to use that. All right, I'm going to have to enlist the help of a friend to kind of showcase this move. So I will actually be right back. Okay, so since we can't actually use the Unite move for Blissey in the training lobby, because obviously there's no ally training dummies or allies that can come with you there, I actually enlisted the help of my brother, so thank you, brother, for being here playing Cinderace, and we've basically just set up a friendly match in the quick play lobby so that we can get our Unite moves quickly and just kind of showcase Bliss assistance and kind of how that works. And I think it'll kind of give you a general idea of how strong Blissey is early. You can see like this early game damage with its boosted auto attacks is nothing to laugh about for sure. And Pound seems to do a lot as well. You can see I can pop Heal Pulse here, and that's going to heal both me and the Score Bunny here, just over time. Again, like we talked about, very weak heal to be honest, but let's actually see if we're able to burst this down. In terms of, this is a good gauge of how the early damage is for Blissey, and it seems pretty good. So since I do think Safeguard is the best skill along with Helping Hand, we're gonna go that for this time. Again, like I'm able to use Safeguard on not only me but also just my ally here. You see they get the unstoppable status for a decent chunk of time, which seems really good. And again, like just very, very strong. We're just gonna beat down this Pikachu here. Again, these are all CPUs except for me and my brother. And yeah, now that we're level 6, we can take Helping Hand. Just gonna score our 21 points here. We'll see if we can actually do it. No, we can't. However, with the buff of Helping Hand, you can see Cinderace is just able to literally destroy the enemies on their point. So I'm going to use Helping Hand again. We'll see what we can do here. And you see we're doing quite a lot of damage. Actually pretty wild. So I don't think we'll be able to get too much done here. So we're just going to farm their jungle here. And again, I'll use Helping Hand just so this does a lot of damage via my teammate, the Cinderace. And again, like, this really seems like a strong combo. If you are very support minded, this character is definitely going to be for you, because it just allows you to, I mean, look how much faster that Cinderace is auto attacking with this skill. It's actually crazy. So now that we're level 8, we get our Unite move, which is great. Like, getting your Unite move sooner rather than later is a very strong point in all these. So again, I'm going to showcase the Unite move now. I'm going to dash to my teammate, and you'll see I knock up both of the enemies there. And now my teammate just has super speed, super damage, and it's kind of wild. So wow, very strong. And again, let's just pop Helping Hand, and you see we make quick work of this Avalugg, which is just wild. So I think pretty good showcase of like how the Unite move there works. Obviously, if you line it up properly and get a two or three man knock up there, while also empowering and shielding and just boosting your allies, they're going to be doing so much damage. Again, these are just NPCs, but it gives you kind of an idea of how strong this can be. The ability for me to just be able to pop Helping Hand, not only to give attack speed, but movement speed for characters on my team in a giant radius around me is just, it's honestly gonna be so meta, you guys. I'm telling you. I mean, look how big the radius is. I'm giving boosted damage to all the allies around me. It's just so good. And even though it is a lengthy cooldown, it's really not that bad. And look, we're just able to boost all our allies here and probably turn on the Pikachu here. I give unstoppable status to my Eldegoss, so they aren't stunned by the Thunderbolt. And again, we're just mowing the enemies down with this status here. It's crazy. You do really have to use your aim in terms of safeguard. Obviously, I haven't been showcasing that too much because this is kind of my first time playing with allies, but you do want to kind of make sure you're using your aim wheel here to use Helping Hand on the right character. Again, you see how I gave shield and unstoppable to my teammate there, so I'm able to get them out as they're getting attacked. And again, this will be a good showcase of kind of dashing with my Unite move. Actually, let's just wait until the enemies are respawned again. We can kind of show the Unite move once more so you guys can kind of see how we can how our Cinderace can just get a quadra kill there. Let's try and bait out these enemies to kind of all attack my brother here just in a straight line. So I think this is enough. I'm gonna dash to him now, and you see I knock up the Charizard and the Eldegoss there, and it actually did quite a lot of damage. Of course, again, they're level 4, so it probably won't do that much damage since we are much higher level than them usually, but really good Unite move in general. I think just the fact that this boosts both physical attack and special attack is, you know, insane. Combined with Helping Hand, I mean, look how fast this level 15 Cinderace is attacking. It's it's actually kind of crazy. So very good character for just insane support on the team. Again, I'm going to give that last bit of Helping Hand attack speed, and you can just kind of see how that Cinderace is able to attack so quickly. And Unstoppable status there, cure the status elements, and yeah, just very strong support character. The biggest thing with the Unite move on Blissey is you should be able to use it quite often. Getting it at level 8, very good. It seems like in general the ultimate charge or the Unite move charge for Blissey is quite fast. So just be sure you're using this move to empower your high damage carries, such as this Cinderace, right? It's going to be super important that you do that. Shout out to my brother for playing Cinderace and kind of showcasing this on a character that I think really Blissey is able to make shine even more than it already does. I'm really excited to see how Blissey changes the meta of the game, and I really think in terms of the build that this build I'm going with Helping Hand and Safeguard, is just going to be so strong. So in terms of items, I actually think Muscle Band works very well on Blissey. I personally don't have Score Shield leveled, so I think you could justify using Score Shield just given the sheer crazy amounts of HP that Blissey has. However, I think Muscle Band or Score Shield would work perfectly. The early damage from Blissey seems really strong. And of course, you also get increased basic attack speed from Helping Hand. So not only you, but the allies who are around you are getting this increased attack speed, which is just going to amplify Muscle Band's effects even more. However, I think if I had the option, I would definitely go Score Shield if I had it at level 20. But unfortunately, you know, we're not paying for items out here, so I don't actually have that many at level 20. I just have these 5 right now. But hopefully we get Score Shield up there eventually. But right now I'm actually just working on Muscle Band to level 30. So that is my suggested build and items for Blissey. I think it's a very strong character. All in all, I'm very excited to see how this plays out. If you enjoyed the video, again, leaving a like is the best way to let me know that, and comment down below what you guys want to see from me next. This update is very exciting, so I'll definitely put out a video on that soon once we have all the numbers and all the just all the changes for you guys, and I'll summarize them in one little video for you guys to watch and just consume and learn about what has changed. So anyway, guys, thanks again so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this little Blissey guide, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.